Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in lovely Lenox, Alabama. We love it around here. Today's October 8th. Does anybody know what today is famous for?
October 8th.
October 8th. One dark night when we were all in bed, Mrs. O'Leary left a lantern in her shed. And when the cow kicked it over, she winked her eye and said, "There'll be a hot time in the old town tonight." The day of the Great Chicago Fire. According to the story, the cow kicked the lantern over, set the barn on fire, and set the whole city on fire. Yep.
Today's the 7th.
Well, then, forget it. I'm way ahead of my time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can get ready for tomorrow. I don't know what you celebrate. Be glad you don't live in Chicago. Hey, welcome to Dinosaur. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventureland. We're the folks who believe the Bible is true. God made everything in 6 days. He said in 6 days, he made heaven, earth, sea, everything. That would include the dinosaurs, everything. Let's see. In 6 days, the Lord made heaven and earth, Exodus 31, Exodus 20. So we believe dinosaurs always lived with man. And the evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the history of the world. It's actually a mental illness. I mentioned this last comments time. They found this dinosaur. Let's see. The nodosaur, 18-foot long, cousin to the ankylosaur. In 2011, the Suncor Millennium Mine in Alberta found this dinosaur. Okay, big deal. They find dinosaur bones all the time. Well, this was kind of a big deal. Heavy equipment operator named Sean Funk carving his way through the earth, unaware that he would soon meet a dragon. Monday started like any other Monday. Let's see. The remains of the marine plants and creatures that lived and died 110 million years ago. Now that is where the baloney comes in, okay? Its right foot lies by its side, 5 digits splayed upward. It can count the scales on its sole. I can count the scales. Let's see. They found this dinosaur. What was unusual about it? It was amazing level of fossilization caused by its rapid undersea burial. I wonder what caused that. It's as rare as winning the lottery. Usually just the bones and teeth are preserved. How many animals fossilized today from those that died yesterday or today? 0. How many animals died today in the world, you want to guess? Bunch. Hundreds of millions, probably, all the chicken farms and everything else. None are going to fossilize. But here's a nodosaur, fossilized in pristine condition. A mummy. Skin and guts still intact. Whoa, who'd have thunk it?
They said it was like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only happened once. Noah's flood.
Right. I wonder how many dinosaurs or animals have been found preserved like this that have not been reported, because it goes against the religion of evolution. Anyway, the Bible says in the last days there will be scoffers walking after their own lust, saying all things continue as they were. And it says these people are willingly ignorant of how the earth was standing out of the water and in the water. We cover that on video number 2 of my series. What was the original creation like? Why did they live to be 900? Why did reptiles, which never stopped growing, get to be 60 feet long? They lived with Adam and Eve. Anyway, it says they're ignorant whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. They're ignorant of the flood. The flood formed all that. Okay, come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. 191 baptized so far. We give tours all over the place. You guys took the tour, and you guys took the tour, and another Russian family, I think they left. They did not get to take the tour yet. Are you in that picture, brother? Kevin? Are you in that picture?
No.
No? This one?
Past one.
That one?
Yeah, the red.
In the red?
Sitting down there, yeah.
What?
In the red shirt, sitting down.
That's Matthew.
Yep.
Matthew. That's the last time you shaved. Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, this is our dining hall. We feed you if you come here. We have tours all over the place. This is a blast. We have all kinds of cool things to do and see around here. Take the real tour, the science center tour, the farm tour, the playground tour. It's fun. It's all free. Come down, help us if you want to help. Donate. Great. Keep us going. But otherwise, just come on down. Cool sign. Who's that old man there? Oh, that's me. Okay. We have all kinds of critters. We now have llamas and alpacas up there. And we can take the satellite dish and see the, well, I won't spoil it. You got to come take the tour to see everything. Let's see, let me get up where I want to go. Dinosaur Adventureland, straight north of Lenox, or straight north of Pensacola, and 1 mile north of Lenox, Alabama. Okay, visitors today, I asked some of you if you want to come share your testimony and encourage people to come here. Come on up. Hurry, hurry, hurry. All right, brother. You've been here for a couple of days. How do your kids like Dinosaur Adventureland?
We're having an awesome time.
Cameraman.
We've taken all 4
Cameraman.
tours.
Hey, hold on. Cameraman. Damien,
Yes.
pay attention here. We're gonna visit. There you go.
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Okay, go ahead.
We've taken all 4 tours, and it was worth coming. We've had delicious food,
Okay.
and we've had time to just enjoy the lakes and just the wild animals even.
Yeah.
And we've had time to go and explore things on our own and take pictures, and it's just awesome here. We want to stay.
You want to stay?
Yeah.
Well, yay. Anybody stays more than a couple of days, though, we put them to work. We got work to do around here. And how did the kids like it?
They love it.
I asked them how you like it. They said it was lots of fun.
Yeah.
Well, they're very shy.
They're a little shy.
That's why they're not sitting up here.
They're not sitting there because they're shy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right, come on up here and tell us your story here real quick. Who you are, where you from?
I'm Callie, and I'm from Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, and how do you like Dinosaur Adventureland?
I love it very much. It's very inspiring to me, and I really enjoy having fun as I'm learning about the creation.
And you guys want to stay here?
Oh, yeah, most
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Is that like to get away from mom or to actually come here?
To actually come here and just enjoy it.
Okay, well, good. Callie, all right, and your brother? Jeremy, come on up, Jeremy. Tell them how you like it here. Jeremiah. Okay. And how do you like Dinosaur Adventureland?
Dinosaur Adventureland is super cool.
And what's the most exciting thing you learned or saw?
I learned about how all the layers of rocks and stuff, how all that isn't like millions of years old. It probably happened in like, that one time when the flood happened.
Yeah.
It didn't.
They say the layers of the earth, the geologic column, it's purely made up. It doesn't exist anywhere except the textbook. They say the top layer is younger. I say, guys, where did it come from? Outer space? Every speck of dirt on the planet is the same age. Might have got shuffled up a little bit, but that's still the same age.
Yeah, and all the rocks are rounded, so.
Yeah, rounded rocks from what would cause, hang on here. We're in the middle of a gravel pit. Why would gravel be all rounded?
Because it's been like rumbled around when the flood happened.
Rumbled around by the flood, the tide going back and forth, up and down. Duh. Well, anyway, glad you enjoyed it, brother. Glad you enjoyed it. Anybody else want? You gonna share a testimony? Come on. You could be world famous.
Can you believe how tall she is? She's 11.
You're 11 or 12.
I'm 11.
And how tall do your feet go all the way to the floor when you stand up?
Every time.
Every time. 11, man. And you've been feeding her.
Every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah, okay. All right.
She's good.
So Tennessee, how did you like Dinosaur Adventureland?
I think it's pretty cool. I want to stay like a longer period of time.
You want to stay longer? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come on down. We got lots to do around here. Would you encourage other kids your age to come?
Yeah, I asked one of my friends that I told one of my friends they should come.
Well, we don't advertise, so please, you guys have to advertise for us. Tell all your friends. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, thank you for coming. Let's see. Kevin's doing an amazing job on the floor there. It is much more done than that. I went in there to take a picture and got distracted on 10 other things. I always see what needs to be done, the building project. But we have a cross in the middle made out of cedar. If you want to get a bag of our cedar shavings from our cross, it smells wonderful. Any donation, any amount, just I'd like a bag of them cedar shavings, and we'll send you some. Okay, if you want to help us to open for free, join our 777 Club. I like what they're doing. You go to the drdino.com and make a donation. Make any checks to CSE, which is Creation Science Evangelism. Okay, tonight was confusion on my part. I didn't know if it was a debate or what was going on. I had two different people emailing me, and I get about 100 email a week. I said, probably 100 email a day. I blew it. So we're not going to have the debate tonight. I'm going to do comments on comments, which normally tomorrow, which is the 8th, which is the anniversary of the fire. Who cares, right? But so we'll have comments on comments tonight. I got some doozies to cover. People here get first option. You got a question or topic you want to discuss. People watching live get second option. And then posted comments and then mailed in. Let's see. Keep in mind, let's see. Cursing or profanity will get you banned from our channel. So will comments that are not on topic. This, if you want to make the comments on other, lots of, take over your own channel. Get your own channel. If you want to take over ours, forget it. Ain't going to happen. We ban anyone, any reason we feel like. Just being stupid might do it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Had a question Friday, a Q&A. I'm a Christian. If God knows everything, how do you have free will? Well, God knowing everything doesn't mean God is controlling everything. He could control everything, but then we'd be robots. He gave us free will. You can do what you want. So He could, force his will upon us, but he doesn't. He created us, and he wants us to serve him, but he won't force you. If God created Hitler and knew he would cause the Holocaust, why did he create him? Well, God didn't make Hitler do the Holocaust. God created Adam and Eve. They created all the other people. Ask your mama, she can explain that. So you can't really blame God for a lot of this stuff. It's people causing most of the problems on the planet. Did God create Christopher Hitchens just to send him to hell? Well, Christopher Hitchens' parents created Christopher Hitchens, and whether he went to hell was his choice or not. God's not willing that any should perish. He wants everybody saved, but some people just don't want him. Okay.
I always liked your explanation about, like Chrysler didn't build this crashed up car. Chrysler built a good car.
Yeah.
And man wrecked it.
Right. Or Ford or Chevy.
Yeah.
The Chrysler when they got done building the car, it looked good, and some man wrecked it. You can't blame Chrysler for that, or Dodge.
I always liked your explanation.
Oh, yeah, simple. So I think Christopher Hitchens caused his own problem. Okay. He chose to reject God. Let's see. Joshua wrote in, let's see, I'm going to be studying to become a high school science teacher, hopefully, for a private Christian school. I wanted to ask you what books to read. Joshua, it depends on the topic you're interested in. If you like books about earth science or physical science, or I like a variety. I taught science in high school 15 years, and I like to learn about everything. So I like to read about biology, read about physics and stuff like that. So I don't know that there's a simple. And Joshua, call me anytime. Let's talk about that. 855 Big Dino extension 3. My phone's up at the house, but I'll take calls all day long. I'll be glad to help you, give you some ideas. There's lots of good Christian books out there. That might help, and I can steer you to the right people that give you more detail. If you want to go down deep, stay down long on stuff. Walt Brown's book is excellent. In the Beginning, it's called. He's in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know if Walt is even still alive. He's got to be 85 if he's still alive. He's up there. Brilliant guy. Let's see. Where in the New Testament does it tell us what laws the Gentiles are to obey, such as abstain from blood of animals, no idols, no sex outside of marriage? I have a little debate going on. That's now we're not supposed to eat. What we're not supposed to eat. Thank you, David. Well, you can eat anything you want almost, okay? In Acts chapter 15, they had this argument. But there rose up a sect of the Pharisees. This is in the new church. The church just got started, and there's already some of the Pharisees in there, and there's Pharisees still in the church today, saying that it was needful to circumcise them, talking about new Gentiles. Some of the disciples went out to the non-Jews, Gentile countries. They got saved. And they got to argue, hey, these new Gentile Christians need to get circumcised. And they're arguing about it here in Acts chapter 15. And the apostles and elders came together for to consider of this matter. And when there had been much disputing, these are Jews, keep in mind, they argue over everything. Copper wire was invented by two Jews fighting over a penny. Much disputing, Peter rose up and said, Men and brethren, you know how that a good while ago God made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. And God, which knoweth the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Ghost. So he said, I preached to the Gentiles, and they got saved, and they got the Holy Spirit. So same as us. He put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now, therefore, why tempt ye God to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? Here's the thing. This law, with all 613 commandments given in the Old Testament, he said, are we going to put all these commandments on these new Gentile believers? We haven't been able to keep them all. Why would you put this yoke on them that we've not been able to bear? But we believe that through the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, we shall be saved, even as they. There's the secret. You get saved by grace, not by keeping the law. Then all the multitude kept silence and gave audience to Barnabas and Paul, declaring what miracles and wonders God had wrought among the Gentiles by them. And after they held their peace, James answered, James, one of the 12 disciples, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me. Pay attention, boy. Simon, that would be Simon Peter, hath declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. And to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written. After this I will return and build again the tabernacle of David, which has fallen down, and I will build again the ruins, and I will set it up. Let's see. The residue of man, verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them, which from among the Gentiles are turned to God, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, from fornication, that's sex outside of marriage, and things strangled, and from blood. Those are the 4 commandments. Is circumcision in there? No. Is keeping the Sabbath in there? No. All 613 commandments? Now it's down to 4. Acts 15:20. You see it again in 29. Abstain from meats offered to idols, from blood, things strangled, fornication. Acts 21. As touching the Gentiles which believe, we've written and concluded they've observed no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, from blood, strangled, and fornication. So if something's given 3 times in the Bible, the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, it's established. That's all the commandments that are required. All right. You know that you were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols. Now, a lot of people still kept worshiping idols, and they talked about it a bunch of times in the Bible. Okay, other quick announcements. Former Notre Dame professor who said, damn the unvaccinated and get the damn vaccine, dies 12 days after getting the 3rd COVID shot. Huh. Let's see. This is Apologia, who has a cartoon of himself with a whole lot more muscles than he really has, but that's okay. He always picks on Ken Ham and egg, he calls it, Answers in Genesis. So somebody sent me a comment just posted a couple of days ago about me, so I thought I'll go back and look at it, and it led to a long distraction. Here it is. I had commented to Apologia a year ago on his website, on his YouTube channel. Ken Hovind said, Rachel and Paul, we don't have a limited understanding of classification. We have the direct observation and eyewitness testimony of billions of people watching as billions of plants and animals always bring forth after their kind. All you have for evidence for your religion of evolutionism is SpongeBob imagination from bones in the dirt and someone drawing lines on paper and claiming that is evidence. Looks like I have to do another whack an atheist response on Kent Hovind Official until you two learn to keep your head down and move on to other topics like makeup or flat earthers. Call 855 Big Dino extension 2 to schedule. Blue Phoenix wrote in, just proved how he doesn't understand it. That was the one that somebody sent me. So I said, okay. There's 225 replies to my comment on Pelagia's YouTube channel. By the way, Pelagia, anytime, you let me know. We'll schedule a debate anytime, okay? Dolmanabine wrote in, define the word kind in the sense of classification, what it means, what are its limits, and where does the line between one kind end and the other begin? We'll get into that in a minute, Beanhead. Let's see. How can we use the word kind in an objective matter that does not mean, well, define the word species. Is a dog and a wolf a different species? Yeah. Can they interbreed? Yeah. You have a real exact same problem defining exactly what a species is, guys, okay? But I think it's obvious to a 4-year-old in most cases what the same kind is. Mike Wright, wow, awful patronizing attitude you have here for a convicted felon. No matter how many times you set up your straw man and add him, I think it should be ad hominem, okay? Those who call you out on your ignorance, you're still wrong, and no amount of condescending posturing from you will ever change that. Okay, Mike, come November 24th, the day before Thanksgiving, or call 855 Big Dot, schedule a debate, show everybody on my channel how wrong I am. Give me the best evidence you got for evolution. That's Dole Beans and Mike, okay? Joel, I called the number. It sounded a lot like God, totally made up and fake. Well, thank you. That was me on the end. Hello, this is Kent Hovind.
How would you know what God sounds like?
How would you know what God sounds like? Okay. Let's see. Kent Hovind, you're a delusional moron. Well, Pow Bobs, you can come into the debate too. Show everybody. Be more specific. They make these generic comments that have no meaning to them. Be specific. Yeah, Laser Fan. Interesting. You finally comment on a scientific channel, Mr. Kent Hovind. You think Pelagia is a scientific channel? He believes in the religion of evolution. It's a religious channel, isn't it, Pelagia? Your comment makes no sense, though. Your infantile understanding of evolution is so apparent that you are not even worth debating. That's called the coward's way out.
You're not worth my time.
Yeah. Somebody challenges you to a fight, say, you're not worth my time. You're too easy, so they walk off. Even a student of biology with little experience can debate you and beat your arguments. Well, bring it on, Laser Fan. Come on, you big guy. Let's hear your arguments this time. I hope they're not recycled like they always are. Well, truth doesn't change, Laser Fan. I mean, if somebody said 2 + 2 is 4, and a year later they said 2 + 2 is 4, you say, oh, come on, you gave that answer last year. Come on, get with it. Truth doesn't change. Duh. No care writes in. Even if we use your vague term kind, yes, everything will bring forth after their kind. That's why birds are, guess what, still dinosaurs. You need to change your name. It's no brain. Okay, you have no brain. Birds are still dinosaurs. Again, who started such a dumb thing, that teaching, and they believe it? Anybody can see a T-Rex is a bird. I mean, gee whiz. You're so sure of your position. Okay, no care. There's two different words. There's you are, which is a contraction. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, which you really should use in that case. Okay, you got to work on your English a little bit, but that's right. You're so sure of your position, you can't even take a moment to evaluate a different position. I'll evaluate any evidence you got for evolution. What do you got? It's obvious every single time you try this argument, you conveniently forget that a large enough change in phenotype such that the ancestor is morphological unrecognizable as an ancestor takes millions of years. Oh, let me translate that for you. We don't see it happen because it took too long. Did I translate that right?
Yeah, sure it is.
Yeah. We don't see it happen. That proves it happened over millions of years. Oh, okay. I'll show you one about the cow in a minute here. Who's this guy? Basin. Even scrolling through your post without reading anything more than the first paragraph took long enough. How long did it take you to type that garbage? Let's see. I wonder, what is the kind and what evidence do you have for your point? A cat will produce a cat. If a cat would give birth to a lion, evolution would be stupefied and questioned. If a cat would give birth to a human, evolution would be put aside and a different hypothesis would enter. Well, do you believe on your charts you show a bacteria ultimately over millions, slowly, produced a whale and a human? Isn't that what the charts show? You're the ones who believe that. This is moronic, idiotic. Okay. What's the new Marvel movie? Let's see. The clown of clowns himself. I can assure you, Mr. Hovind, nobody, and I mean nobody, watches any of your debates for any thought-inspiring content. I don't particularly believe in any gods of any sort myself, but there are many people that can do a better job of at least arguing the position. Okay, come show me where I'm wrong, Mr. Pick your nose, pick something. It's quite hard. It's a silly position to begin with, but with at least some people out there can have a little success in arguing for, at best, something. Whatever you said there, come on, I'll take you on, okay? You want us to reject evolution because you don't directly observe it with our five senses. Oh, so we don't see it, we don't hear it, we don't smell it, we don't taste it, we don't touch it, but we know it's true. This is called a faith, guys, a religion. See, I admit I have a religion. I believe in God. I believe that. You guys don't admit that yours is a religion. That's the difference. Yours is a religion
The
too.
reason why they want to believe in it is because it doesn't tell them what to do.
Right, no rules. Yeah. Let's see. Evidence isn't always directly observable, Kent. Well, I think that would hold a much lesser weight in any court of trial, in any trial court. We didn't observe it, but we believe it happened. Okay, well, we'll consider that, but that's not evidence, right? Young Earth biblical creation is a hearsay and testimony. So is evolution. Evolution is based on hearsay alone. You believe that a frog came from an amoeba. You believe that. There's no evidence for it. Frogs always produce baby frogs, don't they? What paragraphs? Oh, this lady, or whoever it is, King Malcolm, complains that somebody didn't use paragraphs. Therefore, what they're saying isn't true. All you have is tradition passed down by illiterate, superstitious tribes, doctored into a dogmatic scrawl. I think you meant scroll, but by self-serving scribes looking to subvert the will, education, and desire of the masses. Yes, sir?
If they were illiterate, how'd they write a book?
If they were illiterate, how did they write a book? Well, good question. Let's see, let me get to the one I want to get to. UT Jason. Mr. Hovind, as many debates as you've been involved in, you've had evolution explained to you many times. There's no way you don't have a good understanding of it. Oh, I really do, Jason. A really good understanding of it. It's idiotic, dumb, stupid, moronic. Doesn't happen. Okay. Am I in the way of my screen here? Okay. All right. So I must conclude that you either A, do not understand and you're a con artist just out to make money, or B, your IQ is so low you lack the ability to comprehend evolution. There's a third option. You missed one, Jason. I'm right. You don't even mention the third option. Come on now. Okay, let's see. Come on now, what is evolution then? You accepted definition of the scientific community, the accepted definition. Sure, change over time. I agree, changes happen and they're limited. They are limited. Changes in dogs have happened by people trying to get smaller or bigger dogs. And they find out, wow, there's a limit. Don't they always find that out? Oh, they always hit a brick wall somewhere. Yeah. Kent, also, why not finish the debate with Aaron? Don't tell me Dr. Dino is scared of the satanic Klingon Disney villain.
Klingon.
You named him right, but no, I'm not scared of him. I answered him last night. But as I showed last night, he won't shut up when it's not his turn to talk. So we'll have to do this by remote, or if I have control of his microphone. He has no evidence for evolution at all, okay? I'm not afraid of any of his arguments. It's just his debate style is not professional. Yeah, he's a bully. Okay, a verbal bully. Action, cunt, Hovind. We have observed ring species. Daniel. The latest kind can no longer bring forth anything of any kind if it tries to breed with a living member, a cousin of the ring chain. Of course, you're too busy avoiding taxes and applying for paper mill diplomas to actually apply what little native intelligence to understand such a phenomena, which is being observed right now. Ring species. Daniel, ring species. A ring species is a situation in which two populations which do not interbreed are living in the same region and connected by a geographic ring of populations that can interbreed. Famous examples of ring species are the herring, the lesser black-backed gulls in northern Europe, and some salamanders in California. Ring species. Google it, okay? They give 3 examples over and over and over again. I think that's all there are. There are some salamanders in California that the one on the bottom left there can mate with the one above it, which can mate with the one above that, which goes around in a ring. But by the time you get all the way around the desert, the two on the opposite sides can't mate with each other. It's still a salamander. Salamander. This is not an example of evolution, but this is what this is all over the internet. Wow, what a great example of evolution. Look at this, the ring species. And then they talk about the greenish warbler. You know, the ones from China cannot mate with the ones from Finland. It's a bird, a warbler. Eastern subalpine warbler. Oh, and the western subalpine warbler. And the Multani's warbler. A ring species. It's a bird, guys. It's a warbler. I bet a Chihuahua and a Great Dane couldn't interbreed either, could they?
Logistics issue.
So?
You get one a step stool.
Why are there very few known examples of ring species? Wikipedia. Contemporary scholars recognize that examples in nature have proved rare due to various factors such as limitations of taxonomic delineation, taxonomic zeal, explained by the fact that taxonomists classify organisms into species when ring species often cannot fit this definition. Let's see. Loris is a large genus of gull, like a seagull, with worldwide distribution. By far the greatest species diversity is in the northern hemisphere. A whole bunch of different kinds of seagulls. Many of its species are abundant and well-known birds in their ranges. Until about 2005 or 2007, most gulls were placed in this genus. But this arrangement is now known to be polyphyletic. Let's see, it's got the names of the scientific names of them here. Let's see. In these, there are in general medium to large birds, typically gray or white, often with black markings on their heads or wings. They have stout, longish bills and webbed feet. So we got the herring, the lesser black-backed herring. Okay, so this one can no longer interbreed with this one. Therefore, that's proof everything came from a rock. That's what a ring species is, guys. Ring species.
That's not a bird, that's a dinosaur.
I'm sorry, that's a, wait a minute, look at that here. That is a T-Rex, look at that. How could I'm sorry, brother, why didn't I see that? It's so obvious now that I look at it, okay. There it is again, a T-Rex for sure, okay. So if you go around the North Pole, you'll find the ones in, northern latitudes have developed into different ring species. Ring species. This is a course you have to take. Evolution, course, chapter 17. Proof for evolution. Look at this, boys and girls. Evidence for evolution. Is there a pattern of change? Presentation on the theme, evidence for evolution. This is something some kid has to take in school to get a degree. Ring species. So let's see, we got the salamanders, which are still a salamander. The seagulls, which are still a seagull. There we go. He does, man, he does. Okay. So this is proof for evolution. I don't know how to help you guys. I'm trying, okay? Let's see. No, 141, enter. There we go. Oh, there we go. I accept the fact that cows can jump. They can. They have rodeos where they jump the cow. Hit that bar underneath. It's utterly ridiculous, okay? Cows can jump. The evidence for this fact is overwhelming. And experiments can be performed to prove the fact cows can jump. Okay? Therefore, since I accept the fact that cows can jump, this proves beyond any reasonable doubt that given enough time, a cow could jump over the moon. This is what you evolutionists are doing exactly. You don't get it. You see varieties of seagulls, therefore, amoebas turned into whales and mosquitoes and seagulls. How can I explain it any other way, Chris? What am I doing wrong here? I'm trying. 4 processes of evolution. Allele frequencies might change. Oh, okay. Genetic drift, natural selection, mutations, gene flow. There are more than 250 recognized breeds of cattle. Might have had a common ancestor. Cow. 6 different types of kernels of corn. Wow, they got the flint type, the dent type, the flour, the popped corn, the sweet corn, the waxy corn. Wow, I bet they had a common ancestor. Corn. 200 varieties of, what is this? Used to make flour. Wheat, okay? 200 varieties of wheat. Might have had a common ancestor. 4,000 varieties of potatoes. They might have had a common ancestor. That's proved they're related to cows. I mean, take a look. You can see it right there. Anybody can see that. Gee. Oh, look at all the dogs in the world. A whole bunch of different kinds of dogs. They're still a dog. Some just barely, but they're still a dog, okay? The dog, the wolf, coyote had a common ancestor. I do this in my seminar. A 4-year-old can tell you which one is not like the others. The banana.
The boy.
The boy. The Bible says they will bring forth after their kind. 10 times in the first chapter in the book, guys. 10 more times in the flood story. Now, Charlie Darwin wrote a book, Origin of Species, and this is where you guys are messing up. Nobody's got a good definition of species either, okay? Microevolution happens. Variations happen. The ring species of seagulls are still seagulls. But Darwin, when he looked at the birds on this island, these islands here, he said, wow, there's 14 different kinds of finches on these islands. Good observation, Charlie. Guess what? There's still a finch. There's still a bird that doesn't prove evolution. The Grants went down there on a government grant, spent a bunch of money, lived there for 10 years, and noticed during dry years, the beak of the finch is a little thicker. That's proof we came from a rock. Peter and Rosemary Grant are distinguished. They're remarkable long-term studies, demonstrating evolution in action. That's evolution in action. You're desperate, guys, real desperate, okay? How many finches are there in the world? 228 species of finches. 50 genera. Might have had a common ancestor, a finch. It's a bird. That's a bird, okay? Anyway, so Darwin said it's a truly wonderful fact that all plants and all animals should be related to each other. To see 14 kinds of finches or 200 kinds of finches or 10,000 kinds of finches and then conclude they're all related is insanity. And you guys are absolutely desperate to believe your dumb religion of evolution. So Charlie observed microevolution. That's a fact. And that's as far as it goes. The ring species of squirrels, the Kaibab squirrel, opposite sides of Grand Canyon, they can't mate with each other. Now we got a problem because the Colorado River's drying up once in a while. So them squirrels that have been looking at each other across that creek are going to say, whoa, come on over, honey, here. Yeah, all right, okay. I don't know. It's a squirrel. Gee whiz. I accept the fact that there are several varieties of squirrels and they all had a common ancestor. Squirrel. But you guys want to say that the squirrel is related to the whale. Don't they? Isn't that the charts they give to the kids? God said they'll bring forth after their kind. I would say the horse and the zebra are probably the same kind of animal. You know, four-wheel drive, leather upholstery, nose on the front, you know, standard horse equipment. Right. They got itty-bitty horses. We had one of the world's smallest horses come to Dinosaur Adventureland. I believe it's still a horse, barely. And I believe there's a limit. I don't think they'll ever get a horse as small as a hamster. Did you know there are animals as small as a hamster? Like a hamster? I don't think you're ever going to get a horse as big as an elephant. But there are animals as big as an elephant, you know, like an elephant. I'd bet there's a limit to the horse kind. Zebra, the zorse, the zonkey, zeoni, zebras. They crossbreed them all kinds of ways. They get, one with no PJs on here. Stripeless zebra. Wonder how long that lasted out in the nature, you know. The lions are looking around. Easy to spot that one. You don't blend in. Okay. I don't know if that's true or Photoshop, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. How many kinds of chickens are there? Wow. 195 varieties of chickens. All came from a common ancestor. Look at this. A chicken. Whoa. God said they bring forth after their kind. I've been over this over and over, and you're going to say, Hovind's bringing out the same tired answers. It's truth, guys. 2 + 2 is still 4. And owls always make baby owls. Always. And always came from owls. Every time. Bears came from bears, without exception. 8 varieties of bears. Might have had a common ancestor called a bear. So therefore, the cow can jump over the moon. This is where you guys are just not getting it. And I don't know how else to help you. Let's see, how many kinds of oak trees are there? Dozens of oak varieties. 60 different species of oak in the United States. Wow. Might have had a common ancestor. An amoeba. 195 varieties of chickens, bears, 50 kinds of watermelon, 7,500 varieties of apples. Wow. 17,000 varieties of wasps. Whew. Might have had a common ancestor. I accept the fact that these variations happen. But that's what God said would happen. That's proof of the Bible. 45 different varieties of pumpkins. Who would have thunk it?
All these evolutionists are fulfilling prophecy.
They are scoffers in the last days. Yep. 12,000 species of grass. Wow. 150 species of roses and a bunch of hybrids in between. 60 species of rats. 1,000 species of sharks. 60 species of eagles. Sure, variations happen. Everything outside that circle is science. Everything inside that circle is religion. So if you accept the fact that cows can jump, therefore a cow could jump over the moon, you're an idiot. You don't understand science. Science deals with what we observe, study, test, and demonstrate. We observe cows produce cows, corn produces corn. We observe that. Anything else is religion. So, any more questions from Pelagia? Send them on, guys. That was a year ago. Pelagia, still debate anytime. Call me up, 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3, or email secretary@drdino.com. We're way behind on emails, but we'll get to it eventually. Or come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. Come November 24th for a Bible Believers Baptist Big Bang blowout. Mm-hmm. Got it right, first time. I'm a tank tangled up. Anyway, any questions from here? Questions? Orange. Donations. Thank you, Jason. Justin. What are your thoughts on the darkness that was in Egypt that could be felt versus the darkness at the crucifixion? Would the crucifixion darkness be similar to the darkness in the day of the Lord from the book of Joel? Excellent question. I don't know that I have an answer to that. I don't understand how you can have a darkness that can be felt. I have been in some places where it's total darkness. It's weird. You can sit there for an hour trying to get your eyes to adjust, and you put your hands on it, you still can't see nothing. It's an eerie feeling, but I can tell you the book says there was a darkness that could be felt. I believe it. I don't have to understand it. Never experienced it. Anybody else ever had that darkness that could be felt? We'll see. Don't know. Thank you, Joel, for your Justin, for your donation. Any others?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Any questions from here? Tomorrow night, I'm going to try to switch because I didn't get time to get the Matthew thing ready. I thought there was a debate tonight. I was getting ready for it. It's my fault. I had to rearrange that. But come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. You guys going to stay a while and get to work? Okay. Plenty to do here, isn't there? Yeah. If you run out, come see me. I got a long list of to do. My list never quits, does it, brother? How long you guys been here?
A year.
A year? Just never quit. You've been here a couple months?
1 full month.
1 full month, yeah.
Been a little longer, but yeah.
Yeah, you've been a blessing, brother.
Oh,
You had the perfect training in the Marines to do what we do here. Finish the job. Yeah, keep these guys going. I love it. Thank you. So I can focus on my job of getting PowerPoint ready for this, but I blew it tonight. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. It's free. What else can we do? Pay you to come? I'm not going to do that. Never mind. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.